Hi everyone, welcome to Hedgehog Hollow. So as the title implies, this is a part 2 about sticky grids in your MISTI, but this also applies if you use the Stamparatus or if you use the Tim Holtz platform or the We Are Memory Keepers platforms. I did a video on how to use the same sticky grid tip in your Tim Holtz platform. If you missed that, it's in the top right hand corner. You can find out how to do the same sticky grid tip. But in essence, I worked out that you don't have to use those pesky magnets in your MISTI anymore. You can just use a sticky grid. It is the best tip ever. Perfect stamping every time. But lots of you ask, well, what if I have a big stamp and I don't want to stamp onto my sticky grid? Now you can do that. There's a couple of different hacks and different ways you can do it, but I do have a super easy way for you to work with large stamps in your MISTI using sticky grid. Really easy for you. So let's take a look at how you do it. So when I'm doing it with a large stamp, if it's a photopolymer stamp, I either have a second mouse pad, or if you don't have a second mouse pad, just go back to the foam that you got with your MISTI. And then what I did is cut down an easy clean mat. So you know the ones you get on the palette area of your Tim Holtz mat, or you can buy them individually, or the Ranger Do a Craft mat. We'll link them all as always in the description below for you. Just grab one of those. I like the easy clean mat because it has a stickier bottom, which is the glossy side. So it'll kind of half stick to your felt pad. And this is what's going to protect your felt pad for you. Then you take your sticky grid and you can either get the large sheets or the small sheets. Here I have the smaller ones. They are now back in stock finally, which is awesome. So I just take one of these small ones, take the two protective pieces off of it and stick it down wherever I want my cardstock to go. Put my cardstock on here. And then if I had a photopolymer version of this stamp, which we don't, so we're going to stamp with rubber, which is a slightly different tip, so I'll be showing you that in a second, I would then put my background stamp down and stamp. But you do get large photopolymer background stamps. So that's how I would do it. If you need some extra security with your Easy Clean mat, again, you can just pop your magnet on your Easy Clean mat side. But I don't really find I need it. I find that that is enough. So how do I do it with the large 6x6 background stamps? Oh, I should mention, so if I now stamp and my area gets inky, then I just have to clean my Easy Clean mat, and the name's, you know, kind of self-explanatory, Easy Clean, which I'm going to show you. So we're going to stamp with a red rubber, so we don't need our foam. So we're going to pop our Easy Clean mat into the bottom of our MISTI. Now, yes, I could just stamp on the plastic surface on the bottom, but then I have to scrub and all that kind of stuff. Not a fan of any of that. So again, we're going to take our piece of sticky grid, and this is think of it like a really strong reusable post-it note. So we're going to pop this down. And this is why I like the small ones for this technique, but you can cut down the big ones. So if you bought a pack of the big ones, just cut one down. I just happen to also have some small ones. And you can place your paper wherever. So if you wanted it in the center for turnabout stamps and stuff like that, you can still do this tip by putting it in the center. I'm just going to put it in the corner. Then we're going to put our stamp over here. This is a Hero Arts background stamp called Arch Pattern. And then we're going to press down to pick it up, like so. And I'm going to use some picked raspberry distress oxide to ink up. And we'll go all over. And we'll go like this. Give it a nice press, lift up. Okay, we need to do it again. So you can see my ink is on my Easy Clean mat, but no magnets. Isn't that cool? My paper is held nicely in place. And of course I can do this as many times as I need to. I could do ombre effects, I could do all sorts of fun things. I could do heat embossing, anything I want. The other thing, of course, about having the Easy Clean mat on there is I can throw all sorts of mediums at this and I don't have to worry about clear up because it's Easy Clean. I can also throw some heat at it because it's heat resistant. So you can see I'm building up a really nice image, and it is a more detailed stamp. Now, if I stood up and gave it a bit more pressure, it would help it too, but I'm going to do a bit of a CPR stamping, as Tim says. I'm going to give it a nice press. Okay, so we're pretty much there. So you can see I have a nice stamping, but also my Easy Clean mat has a nice stamping. So what we're going to do is we'll just peel this out, like so. We'll put the lid on our oxide. We'll peel off our stamp, which we can clean later. Pop our MISTI back together again. And all we have to do here is peel off our cardstock, peel off our sticky grid for next time. And these, you have a couple of options. You can put the release sheet back on if you really want. I tend to kind of just stick it on the corner of my desk and it stays there till I need it. That works for me. Whatever works for you in your craft room. Also, freezer paper is great. If you just grab yourself a sheet of freezer paper, you can stick it on there. Freezer paper acts like a release sheet for a sticker. Works really, really well. And then cleanup wise, I just take myself some kitchen towel. Like so. Or however you like to clean. I know some of you don't like kitchen towel, but that's what I tend to use. Water. Quick wipe. And it's clean. It's done. That's it. That is how easy it is. And I still get to use my sticky grid. I still don't have to use any magnets. My sticky grid's there for next time. My paper doesn't move. As I say, I cut this down and you will get quite a few of these out, and you can have it for any size of MISTI. You can have it for the memory MISTI, the mini MISTI. You know, all of those is going to work every single time. So that's how I use sticky grid with large stamps or over stamping, all those things. You can just stamp onto your sticky grid. It will reduce its life slightly, but you're not going to do anything major to it. It's going to work absolutely fine. So that's my tip for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget, of course, to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and hit the join button to save tons of money on all of your crafty shopping. It's so worthwhile. You will save so much money by being a Hedgehog Hollow Perks member. And there's lots of other reasons to join us as well. It's a really fun community. You get a birthday card. You get to see all of our content early. I mean, you could have bought sticky grids before everybody else and they were sold out for a long, long time. And lots of other reasons too. So hit that join button. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up for today's tip. It really does help us so, so much. And I will see you again tomorrow with another tip, trick, tutorial, or maybe something a little bit different. You never know. I will see you then. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye.